There we are.
Cool. All right. Welcome, all greetings and salutations to everyone watching this right now. We're here hanging out today because of two extraordinary people who I'll be introducing momentarily. And before I do so, though, I want to share the reason behind us being here and them reaching out to me, last month, end of last month. And so before I talk about these two special guests and what they're doing for you for the entire Elite Marketing Pro community, I want to go back in history a little bit. And so we kicked off Elite Marketing Pro more than a year ago now. And in that time, we've had some incredible growth. We've attracted some amazing leaders. We've helped develop brand new leaders. And we've empowered a lot of people, many who've never gotten results before, to create life-changing incomes and to really just get good at internet marketing and understand, the strategy piece behind it. And also in the last year, we've had our fair share of challenges, like any company in the world does, and we've also come across many of your challenges. And one of the biggest complaints that I hear, especially from brand new members, is that they're really unclear about how to get started. And what I've found in my years of coaching people and helping them get results is this. And so in order to get results in any business, the very first thing you have to have is a specific goal or set of goals of where you want to be, right, and what it looks like. And you have to have a plan for achieving those goals or a strategy for getting to where you want to be. And then, of course, you have to consistently act on that plan every single day. And it's interesting because no matter how much training we do on this, no matter how many times we've laid out a plan, it's always going to be a little bit different for each person. And because of that, I always hear people ask, what can I do now with Elite Marketing Pro to start getting results? And of course, many leaders in our community, time and again, if you're on our Facebook community, they've shared exactly what and how they're growing Elite Marketing Pro. Some people replacing their jobs and making full-time incomes. They've provided their specific strategies, their action steps. They've revealed everything so generously, and yet the vast majority of Elite Marketing Pro members are still stuck, still confused, and really just don't know where to start. And so here's the deal. This is how I came to meet Doug and Katrina. Actually, I met Katrina well before, but this is how this opportunity that we're going to be talking about here came into fruition and what it is. First and foremost, what I've found is people really want specifically laid out plans for how to get results. And it's interesting because I could have gone out and given you guys a specific plan for doing that. And fantastic, I've done that in the past. But Katrina and Doug actually approached me with the idea, who are both leaders in our community, of sharing how they're currently actively growing their Elite Marketing Pro business and how they're getting results. And I thought, what? This actually would be better coming from them because they're in the trenches like you. They've all, both started out just like you have, not getting results, and they've both gotten some exceptional results using Elite Marketing Pro and the system and all of that stuff. So they approached me with the idea of, hey, let's get people started. Let's get them into action. Let's get them into results. And let's start getting some success stories and case studies, and let's make this tangible. Let's make it an action-based training so that we can get accountability built in and really just get people results. And I thought, what a fantastic idea. Let's do this. And so that's the reason we're all here. And so I want to first just introduce my two guests. You're going to be hearing a lot from them, these two leaders, as we move forward over the next 60 days. And really, you're going to be getting an invitation to get help from them, get help from myself and other leaders in our community like Rebecca. You're also going to be hearing from team members in Elite Marketing Pro like Vitaly. You're going to be getting help from Nick. So some really, really, really awesome people have come together because of these two guests that I'm going to introduce you to here momentarily, to really help you get the best results possible in the shortest amount of time. In fact, we're calling this the 60-Day Fast Start Challenge. Before we get into details, however, on the 60-Day Fast Start Challenge, I want to introduce my special guests who are both in their chef attire. And so I'd like each of you to talk a little bit about who you are and how you came across EMP, and a little bit about what we're going to be doing, and then I'll take it from there and go over the outline that you guys created, and then we can talk about that together. But let me go ahead and introduce my special guests. Shall we start with you, Doug, since you're unmuted?
I am unmuted, and so yeah, I'd be happy to go first, although I'd really prefer to defer to youth and beauty first. So
then we can go with Katrina, but she's got to unmute herself.
Let Chef Katrina go ahead and take the stage here to start off.
Okay, Miss Katrina.
You guys just can't help yourselves, can you? All right, so my name is Chef Katrina Van Athuizen, and I got involved with magnetic sponsoring back in 2006, something like that, way back when. I still have the original copies of like What's Working Now before it was actually What's Working Now, so a lot of cool stuff back then. And I got involved, and I did okay in the very beginning. Just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I knew I was a network marketer. I knew I liked the magnetic sponsoring teachings, and I just never quite figured out how they went together. And then, as Tim said, we met many years ago, and he kind of planted a little bug in my head, and that was the transition of the aha moment of how do you move from a network marketer into an elite network marketer. And last year, and just perfectly timed this, I have to give you props for this. I decided that I was going to leave my corporate job as a chef. I retired after 12 years of being a chef at Walt Disney World, and I said I want to become an online marketer. So lo and behold, Tim rolls out with Elite Marketing Pro, and I thought this is the best timing in the world. So rolled out with this, and I was like, you know, it's time to get back to my roots. It's time to get back to the magnetic sponsoring system and really see how this works. And I learned so much about myself, about marketing, what was acceptable, the limitations I had placed on myself that Tim really said just break through that and go for it. And then watching other leaders inside this community and kind of spying on them to see what was working for them. And I took what I saw them do and I tweaked it to my own personal way. So it's been a journey up and down, but Elite Marketing Pro has every single month since I started given me a paycheck every month. It's the first time I've been so consistent in keeping people in. So that was a powerful step behind all this. And I've just become a huge fan. So when I sat down with Tim back in February, I said, you know, what can I do to create a product for magnetic sponsoring? And then
we are pretty soon, Katrina, I'll just let you know, we're pretty soon not magnetic sponsoring anymore. We're Elite Marketing Pro solely.
Solely Elite Marketing Pro. I thought we were transitioning to that. I saw the signs. So yeah, so with Elite Marketing Pro, I was like, let's rock this out. So I put it on my wish board. That's actually behind me. And said I wanted to create a product with Tim. And then all of a sudden I got a call from Doug, and he's like, let's partner up on a 60-day challenge. I said, let me put the bug in the ear. So I sat down actually with Nick, and then I emailed Tim, and I said, let's rock this. Let's show everybody exactly what's inside this system and give them that step-by-step challenge and hold them accountable. Put their feet to the fire and watch it explode. So yeah, pretty excited about this.
Very, very cool. And so yeah, Katrina, we had lunch a few months back, and you were just on fire. So I've just been it's just been really, really gratifying for me to watch your success and watch you grow as a person and as a leader in our community. And thank you so much for stepping up and, you know, taking charge and really just helping so many people that have asked so generously. You know, kudos to you and thanks. Okay, Doug, say who you are, where you're hailing from, and all that good stuff, and tell us about that cool background you've got. I see air balloons and stuff.
Yeah, that's a photo of snowmass, actually, up near Aspen, Colorado. I live in northern Colorado, and I am a career chef, and I've been involved with Elite Marketing Pro and magnetic sponsoring probably for about 4 years. I have been in the hospitality industry for forever. Now I'm actually officially a former restaurant owner. A little different path than Katrina took. But being chefs, we both realize the value of having recipes to follow, because, you know, with the recipes and consistent procedures, you're going to get predictable results. And we find that marketing is very similar, and that if you use a system and follow the system that's a proven system. It's been proven to get results. If you follow that system, you will get results. And where what I see is that most people get stuck in purchasing a system or a product or whatever it is, and they'll go in. Some of them will go in from start to finish, and they'll learn the whole thing, but they never actually take action and do anything with it. And so that's the purpose of the challenge, is that we want to help people get into action so that they can get results, because action is really the key ingredient, if you want to call it that, of a recipe for success. If you don't take action, if nobody knows that you're doing anything or knows what you know, then you won't get results. You'll get results, but the results will be a big goose egg. And so that was how we came up with this idea. Now, I've been in a couple of challenges before, and they have helped me to really catapult my business and my results by just creating focus on taking daily action and creating accountability for myself, not only to myself but to someone else or to others. I mean, I've heard the saying many times that if you monitor or you track your activities, that your results will improve. And if you track your activities and report them to someone else, your results will improve exponentially. And I've found that to actually hold true for myself, very much so. And so we want to share that opportunity and create that opportunity for all the people that are in Elite Marketing Pro to get exponentially improved results. And so that's really that's how this all came about. I found, in the Facebook group with Elite Marketing Pro, it's an awesome community of people sharing what they're doing and the successes that they're having. And I had seen Katrina's name in there often, helping others. And so, recognizing that she was also a chef, I thought this would be perfect. And so I reached out to her and said, "Hey, what do you think about doing this?" And the timing just worked out perfectly, and that's how things came together. So that's my story, and that's how this came about. And I absolutely love Elite Marketing Pro. I have to say, honestly, that I have made more commissions through magnetic sponsoring Elite Marketing Pro than through any other system I've ever been involved in. So I'm really happy to be able to do this for the community and give back some of some of the successes that I've had.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Doug. That was great. And again, really appreciative to have you in the community here. So really quick, I heard you mention a couple of times accountability, and I think that's really important. And then, of course, tracking and reporting and all that stuff. And in online marketing, it's the same thing. We have any advertising campaign we set up, there's got to be tracking. You've got to have reporting to be able to evaluate results, and then you have to be able to optimize and improve. And the only way to optimize and improve is to be able to track and get proper metrics reporting. And so, regardless of what you're doing, if you want to get good, I totally 100% agree that you have to be able to track, you have to be able to measure, and in order to optimize and improve, you have to have a baseline or something to start with. And so I couldn't agree more. But the other piece that I saw was accountability. And so I got a Facebook message last week that I haven't responded to yet. And sometimes I get these often, and I have for years, even before Elite Marketing Pro, when I was helping other people in other issues or situations. So one of my companies, for example, I helped people get out of debt. Another one, I solved real estate problems, and I always got emails like this. The content changes, but the email or the objection or the cop out is what I call it, is always the same, and it's I can't do it because. And so here's the deal. The email I got last week was something to the effect of, I can't feel good about promoting EMP or doing EMP because I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, well, which part of that is my problem? And which part of that is that person's problem? Because again, we've shared the leaders have come into this business. People who weren't leaders came into this business and became leaders because they came up with they had strong goals. They came up with a strategy or a strategic plan for achieving those goals, and they took consistent action. Their goals might be different. Their strategy might be different. Some people focus on video marketing. Others focus on Facebook. So the strategy or plan for getting there might be different. And then their actions that they take will be based on that strategy. However, you can't have success in anything, and you guys said it when you said it, ingredients or recipes. You have to have ingredients and you have to have a recipe. In order to have the right ingredients, you have to have the recipe first. And so it's the same thing with marketing. And so look, you know, anyone who comes into this business, if you're confused and you're stuck and overwhelmed, that's fine. Accept it, be with that, and say, you know what, I don't have to be this way, because I can take a specific strategy, put it in place, and execute on that strategy every day until I achieve my goals, and I just have to make the decision right now. So if you're somebody the person who sent me that Facebook message said, well, I can't feel good about EMP because it doesn't make sense to me and I don't get it. Well, learn it. Figure it out, because guess what? Just like any other business, just like anything you do, you got to follow those three things. You have to have goals, you have to get a strategy in place, and you have to execute on that damn strategy. So take accountability, personal accountability for your results. Don't pass it on to Doug or Katrina or me or Rebecca or Greg or any of the community leaders that might have brought people in or who are sharing with you over the next 60 days, as we're going to be talking about. It's on you to make this happen. And so Doug and Katrina have created this 60-day challenge to give you the most specific action steps possible for getting results. So if you can't do it with their help, and if you can't do it with my help and with the other contributors like like Rebecca, then this business is not for you. And I'll just be blunt and say that. However, if you're somebody who's really serious, if you're very clear about where you want to be, and you want to do what Katrina did and quit your job, and you want to do what Doug did and make more commissions than you've ever made in your life with any other program, then you're in the right place. And I cannot give a higher endorsement than that. So with that being said, I would like to transition here, if you guys are cool with it, to share what the Elite Marketing Pro 60-Day Fast Start Challenge that you guys will be spearheading is all about and what people can expect. Is that cool with you?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So I guess I have to share my screen first. Let's do that. And desktop number 2, I've got 2 monitors. This is the first time doing this. This is pretty cool. There we go. Can you guys see my awesome document that Katrina and Doug made here?
Yes.
Is it pretty clear? I can get it bigger here. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it needs to be cleaned up just a little. There you go.
Oops.
That's a little too big. Step back. There you go.
All right. Okay, perfect. And I don't know. Oh, here we go. I can hide all that stuff. Perfect. Okay. So what we have here is actually our internal use outline, but we're just going to go over it with you so you can see what's up behind the scenes and what Katrina and Doug have in store for you. When they approached me for this originally, they wanted to charge for it. This is a true story. They wanted to charge money for it. And so we talked about it, and it was like, well, let's just help people get results. And so they said, you know what, let's just give it to all EMP members for free, at least initially. And it may cost money later, but for now, right now, it's free for everyone. And so I highly, highly recommend not discounting it because of price, because it's going to be worth a hell of a lot more, as you'll soon see, than free. So treat it like a $1,000 or $2,000 investment, just like your Elite Marketing Pro investment. And again, just like anything else, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And so again, if you want to take the most successful people in our community, they're all Elite Marketing Pro VIP members. They're at the highest level because they've invested into their business. They treat it more like a business because it's a $2,000 investment. Of course, they get more money and all that good stuff too, and all that, more access and things like that. But truly, I think the biggest factor that determines their level of success is that they've made that commitment, that financial investment in themselves. And so, again, treat this just like your investment, a separate investment in Elite Marketing Pro. Put your energy and effort into following this format that we're going to talk about here in just a moment, and I guarantee you will get results. And I'm putting a lot of trust and faith in these 2 people, and I'm doing that for damn good reason, because they're getting results, and they can show you how, and I know they can. So here, let's go over what your expectations can be for the 60-day challenge. I'm going to probably turn it over to Katrina and Doug to talk a little bit more about specifics and things like that. But first and foremost, they're setting up a community specifically for you. It's not going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on Google Plus. So they're setting up a community just for you guys for this challenge specifically. You will get details momentarily. They'll tell you how you can get access to that. It may be in an email that you're going to get shortly. We're also going to tell you how you can get on the very first training that we're going to do together, that they're going to do for you, and it's coming up pretty soon. So we're going to get you details on that. You're going to understand how you can get an accountability partner, and you can get all set up with that. You're going to understand how you can get your daily tracking sheet, so you can actually track like we talked about, and measure and improve. Okay, and you're gonna have all that stuff. And really, I think if there's anything missing in Elite Marketing Pro, it's these pieces. So you're gonna learn how you can get all that stuff here momentarily. And so let's talk about what we're doing right now. We're doing the webinar orientation. Okay, and my name's here. You could see these dates are tentative. They may change. However, right now this is what we've got on the calendar. It's going to be up to Doug and Katrina to make sure that we stick to this schedule here. But if things change by a day or two, just understand that it's the nature of the beast, and you know, we have to sometimes adapt. So here's the deal. We're doing our orientation right now. That's really just introducing what this is and what it's all about. I don't expect us to go much longer here on this video, because we're not training. We're just talking about what to expect, which is what I'm doing right now. But here's the deal. First module, which is module 1, we're doing live. And of course, we'll be recording it, and will be available for future people who go through the 60-day challenge. But you have an opportunity right now, if you're watching this and it's before the start date, you have an opportunity to join us live, and I highly recommend doing so. It's a known fact that those who show up for the live events and interact and engage in live formats do exceptionally better. Is it because you know, it's real time, or what? You know, I don't know what the pieces behind that are, but it seems to have a higher commitment and engagement level when people join live. So if you can join us live for this, if you're watching a recording, that's cool too. You could still get just as much out of it, but pretend like it's live is my recommendation to you. So you're going to get sheets, those things that we talked about here, the accountability daily tracker sheet, and accountability partner, and all that stuff. All that stuff's coming to you. It should be ready. Hopefully, Doug and Katrina, correct me if I'm wrong, but by the time we get into Module 1, either before leading up to it or shortly thereafter, they will have access to that stuff. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're already created, ready to go.
Cool. And I'm going to actually turn it over to you or Katrina, whoever wants to take it over, and start talking about the remaining modules and what people can expect there.
Okay. Well, we can kind of tag team on this. Yeah, we're going to kick this off starting this coming Monday, so it's less than a week away. And Katrina, I'll let you address the first one, and you can talk about what we're going to cover in Module 1.
All right, so Module 1, real quick, is going to be an overview of some of the social media that's already available to you inside of EMP. A lot of people kind of overlook the My Traffic tab and some of the very simple steps of social media and how we utilize that. So we're actually going to show you some really cool tweaks and twists that we've created with this EMP system. And this has really been one of my best and easiest performing lead generations that I do, is what I'm about to teach you guys inside this module. Everyone thinks that easy should be overlooked, and they always jump to immediate, intermediate, and advanced level of marketing. But I think the simplicity of the basic and the beginner marketing is really crucial in starting that base for your EMP business. So we're going to cover a lot of that. We're going to talk about social media platforms, why we've chosen the top 5 that we have for engagement purposes for EMP. And that's really what we're going to take care of in Module 1. There's a lot of excitement, and you will end up with doing some homework at the end of this module.
Right.
Got it. Very cool.
So, and I guess I want to address just briefly, the tracking sheets are not, they're not designed to track your conversion rates and all of that type of stuff. The tracking sheets are designed to track your activity, so that we make sure that you're focused on taking income-producing activities and not just spinning your wheels doing things that don't produce profits. So that's what those tracking sheets are about, and they, believe me, they will make a huge difference in the actions that you take to get results. So Module 2 is going to be the following week. We're going to talk about simple strategies using videos, how to create them you know, different ways to do videos, whether it's, you know, the talking head, PowerPoint presentation, Hangouts, or, you know, single slides and so on. Ways that you can do recording.
Sorry to interrupt, Doug. Can you share your screen so people can see the module, or do you want? How do you want to do that? Because I'm a visual person myself, so.
You know, what I'm looking at right now is, I'm sorry, is your. If you want to just blue box your screen, Tim.
Okay, I just click on it, or what?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
actually
just
got
click on your name. Oh, you have it. Okay, if you could blue box that, then I'm sorry.
I've
I
got
had
a blue box.
Okay, cool. As long as you're recording it with the thing there, then that's cool.
We're recording it with the modules there, so hopefully that's what you should be seeing. And so, anyways, we're going to go over video basics and how to. Each of these modules we've designed so that when we start out with Module 1, the activities that you'll be taking will be designed so that you can start generating leads. Even if you were a fast action taker, you could be creating leads while you're on the webinar itself, while you're in the module. But each one is going to get progressively add more ingredients to your cupboard for you to use to generate leads and profits with your online business. So the second one is again using videos, and we intend to have simple homework assignments that you can then follow through on during the course of the following week. One thing we didn't mention is that we will be doing an intermediate Q&A hangout for people that are taking action and maybe run into a roadblock of some kind, and we're going to do a live Q&A session in between each one of these so that you can get through those roadblocks and keep making progress to go, you know, get better results. So again, Module 2 is going to cover video basics, okay, and how to get leads using video. Module 3, Katrina, I'll turn that one, let you talk about this one.
My favorite piece of EMP is this blog that they've created. It is probably one of my favorite and most versatile pieces of EMP in terms of there's so much that can go on with this. That we'll talk about landing pages that we've got in the future and the sales page, which they've just added, which is phenomenal. But the blog is crucial in terms of getting your content indexed, being able to share what you're learning. This is really your platform for teaching what you're learning and sharing what's inside EMP. And I couldn't ask for a better platform to work on inside of this. Thank you, Tim, and I know Matt put a lot of work into this, but I really like the simplicity of this blog and everything that it offers to EMP members. So we're going to show you guys some of the behind-the-scenes secrets of this system and really how to use it to maximize your exposure of EMP and get really in front of your audience with it. So
Sweet.
There's a lot of details behind that one. I don't want to get into it because there's a lot. I love blogging. I'm a huge fan of it. We're going to talk some of Ray Higdon's tactics inside of here. It's going to be amazing. So looking forward to definitely rocking out module number 3. Then we're going to slide into module number 4. And I've actually asked Rebecca Woodhead to spearhead this one. And the reason for it is that I watched Rebecca in the very beginning take a simple webinar that was done by Ray Higdon and turn it into a lead generation tool that blew me away. And it was so simple what she did. And she was so great at building her communities and showing what that simple offer looked like that I've actually asked her to come in and speak on this, and she's really excited to be sharing this piece of the training with us.
Yeah, so
awesome.
It's going to be huge. Module 5, we're going to get one of our favorite faculty members from Elite Marketing Pro, Nick Hauptner, to come in, and he's going to, along with us, help demonstrate how simple and easy to use the EMP landing pages that are on your EMP blog, how quick and easy it is to create landing pages, and then we'll be talking about how you can utilize those to really supercharge your online marketing. The next module, then, we're going to go into email relationship mastery, and there's no one better than Vitaly, who sends all those emails to you through Elite Marketing Pro to talk about storytelling and the importance of the message that you put out in your first email in your autoresponder, but all of your emails beyond that. So we're bringing in experts outside of just ourselves to share with you and give you the best tips that we possibly can to help you get results. And then Module 7, Tim, you have agreed to grace us with your presence here, and you and Vitaly come in, talk to us about copywriting. Maybe you want to speak to this for a moment.
Sure, and I think there's one skill that I consider to be the most important of all, and I really truly believe that that's influence. And in the online world, that's copywriting. That's how you influence. That's how you incite people to take action. And when you learn this skill set, you can literally write your own check for life. Like, that's how important this skill is. So it's something that I'm extremely passionate about. And if you were to start over in online marketing, selling anything in the world, it would be you could get successful with that quickly if you have the skill of being able to write copy. And so that's it's just, again, it's something I'm really, really passionate about, that I think everyone needs to know. Now, on here, there's a note that says trainings will be done on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Mondays are probably the worst day for me, so this is one of those instances where you will probably see us deter from Monday, and maybe do it on a Tuesday instead. But that'll change as we get closer to that date. But yeah, copywriting is absolutely crucial. And when you learn this skill set and you have the templates and things that you need to be able to, at least get started without having to master it, you're going to find that once you start using templates and stuff like that, that writing copy is actually pretty darn easy, and it's almost like having conversations with people. I mean, it's the same thing. You're speaking to people's, where they're at and the pain that they're in, and you're taking them down the slope of, okay, well, would you rather not be in pain anymore? There's a better way. There's good news. Here it is. And here's what I got, here's what it can do for you and how it can help you, and here's how to get it. And that's really all you're doing. It's just like a conversation with somebody who's having a problem, except it's in the written form. So again, something I'm really passionate about. It's about mastering the art and science of conversion, and so I'm looking forward to sharing that training with my good friend and team member Vitaly Grimlat.
So, awesome. So then we're going to move into a couple of bonus modules, and we're going to, in Module 8, we're going to talk about some secret ninja follow-up skills. And this is what can really dramatically improve your conversion rate of people that buy your products or enroll in EMP through you as part of your team. So, Katrina, you want to address this? You were the ones that thought this or brought this one up and thought we got to add this as a bonus module.
And the reason I strongly recommend this module piece is because follow-up is so important. Sometimes we get leads in, and they get into the system, but they don't know what to do either. So they're like, okay, great, I'm in, and now I don't know what to do. So it's always nice to reach down to them and say, hey, I'm here if you need me, and ask questions. And I will tell you right now, my retention rate through phone has been through the roof. Once I talk to somebody on the phone and I invite them into a community, I have them for life. Like, I haven't lost a single lead that I've brought in through a phone call. The email is important because that's like your first connection with them. And then doing simple things like hangouts like this and having conversations face-to-face has proven to be an invaluable tool in this day and age, where we talk about that belly-to-belly relationship and how you can build it online through these really 3 simple tactics. And I think they get overlooked because, again, that simplicity. But I can't tell you what I've learned from Tim about how important these trainings are, and from other members in Elite Marketing Pro. This is big stuff right here.
Yep, it absolutely is. And then we'll move on to Module 9, and we're going to then cover the sales pages that are available to you through your EMP blog. And the importance of this is that you can see as we progress through each week, we're adding to your level of skill. Well, when you get to this point, now we're going to teach you how you can use those sales pages so that you can sell virtually anything with what you've learned through Elite Marketing Pro and what you have available to you through the Elite Marketing Pro system, where you can create your sales pages to sell products other than what's in EMP. But no matter what it is, you have the ability to do that with this system. So that's really a rundown of of everything that we're going to be covering in this 60-day challenge. We ask that you join with us. We're really excited to be able to provide this for you. We ask that you commit to, when you start, that you'll stay with us through the finish, because we know that what you're going to get out of this is just going to be just through the roof. And so, I'm really excited to have you join us, and I look forward to having you do that.
Awesome. God, I'm looking forward to it too. I'm really excited. So, so we're going to be sharing this video. People are going to be watching this very soon. What is in store for them? What can they expect next from you guys in the future here?
So we are going to be, very shortly after they see this video, there's going to be an invite for them to get into the first webinar. So Monday's webinar on May 12th at the 9 p.m. time, where we're going to break right into this and get them invited right into the community. So once they sign up for the 60-day challenge for that first webinar, we're going to get a thank you. That's going to invite them into the community. It's going to give them step-by-step what their homework is. So, download your tracker, get acquainted with the community tracker that's in there, find your accountability partner, and just get ready to have some fun. I've kind of been leaking this to my following, and I cannot tell you, they actually took May 1st because they knew this was coming, and they've already committed to each other, and they're talking, and they already set their goals, and they're on fire already, and there have been like crazy and insane things going on. So they've been waiting today, like on the tips of their toes, because they've been waiting to tell everybody that they got like this insider information about the 60-day challenge, and they're ready to rock this. So
awesome.
You guys are not going to believe how much fun this is going to have. It's going to blow you away. We've got so many things jam-packed and up their sleeves, and there may be Wookiee cookies that pop up. I don't know.
You know what I'm really looking forward to, guys, is people's success stories as we move through this. Those that are getting their first leads, their first sales ever, that always gets me fired up and gets me excited. Here's what you'll find, guys, if you're watching this, is if you really want to embrace the Elite Marketing Pro community, if you really want to make this your home, and I hope you do, as do Katrina and Doug, then this is your opportunity right here. This is the roadmap for getting your goals achieved. And when you start getting results, when it becomes tangible and real for you, there's nothing more exciting, because then you start looking at the world with a different set of glasses. You're looking at the world with possibility versus limitation. And that's what I want for all of you. And again, just honored to have Katrina and Doug here as your tour guides through this process as we kick this 60-day fast start challenge off. And we will definitely be seeing you on future trainings. Unless you guys have anything else, I guess we could call this a wrap.
Absolutely. Let's call it a wrap, guys. This is awesome. Thank you.
All right. Looking forward to talking to you all soon.
We're excited.
All right. Bye, y'all.